Hi y'all, this is Terry from Rankin Studios. I'm coming to you from Athens, Alabama, and I have been challenged on the 10 crafty questions. And that was a challenge by Elaine Larkin with Larkin Lane Studios. As you can see, I'm in the midst of Christmas, making Christmas covers and journals. I have my Muse Ariana here and my magic mushroom that brings good muse and good ideas to me. This was created by Angela Patrick, and you can contact her at artsbyarp@yahoo.com. And this is from Annette Campbell that makes the mushrooms, and I don't remember her YouTube channel right off the bat. I'll try to link them below. All right, on to the questions. Number 1, what is your name? My name is Terry Lynn Rankin. My maiden name was Schuler. I'm wound up in Athens, Alabama after my father retired from the Air Force. He is from Minot, North Dakota. My mother's from Athens, Alabama. They met and married in Washington, D.C. when she was working for the FBI, and he was in the military, and that's where I was born. How did I come up with my YouTube name? Well, our shop was destroyed in a tornado about 4 years ago, and when my art studio was being built, the name Rankin Studio, that's what I wanted to name it, and so that's the name of my art studio, and that is the name of the YouTube channel. And also my Facebook group is named Rankin Studios. Feel free to subscribe and join the Facebook group. What is my favorite craft? Journal making. I'm a mixed media artist, but journal making, paper crafting, and sewing paper is my love. I've been doing it over 3.5 years. My favorite places to shop for crafts are at thrift stores, antique malls, flea markets, car boot sales, yard sales, anywhere I can find stuff. Friends and family give me things. I have been given racks, and then I shop on Etsy. I like supporting small businesses, and then Hobby Lobby, and unfortunately Amazon. My top 5 favorite crafty YouTube channels. Number 1 is Roxy Creations, Rachel. She has taught me so much about collage. And then Larkin Lane Studios with Elaine Larkin. Speckled Seahorse, and that is Randy. Carrie Chambless, and that is Carrie. I will put these down for you to see. And Janet Fursdon of Fursdon House, and her name's Jan. Vintage Blend Studio, her name is Susanna, and I've just discovered her probably in the last month. Shabby Dabby Doodah, that's Tina. Nik the Booksmith, Nik. Medieval Mirage, Jarf. And one of my new favorites, well, I've been watching her a couple years, is Caterina Giglio, and she goes by Cat. She is wonderful, and I don't know that she considers hers junk journal crafting. She's more of an artist, but she makes the most scrumptious books. I am going to be tagging Roxy Creations, Rachel, and Vintage Blend Studio, Susanna, and Caterina Giglio, Kat. I'm not sure if she'll do this because, like I said, she's more of an artist than a crafter. Let's see. My favorite color is blue, cobalt, teal, and turquoise. My favorite craft tools to craft with. My new EcoTank 16500. It does everything. I hope to be scanning in some digi-kits, learning to do that. My sewing machine. I have a brother. Don't remember the number on it, but it does quite a few things. My Tim Holtz scissors. My crocodile. My tear ruler. And lastly, one of my favorites, my magnifying glass that's a light that I can pull down. It's a big round light on a stand, and I can just pull it down and see everything so well. And also my bifocal glasses. Where do I get my crafting love from? My grandmother and my mother. It's in our blood. My grandfather could make furniture from looking at a picture, and my grandmother could do the same thing. She taught me to make my own patterns, how to quilt, sew, cross stitch, make clothes, and I also learned it in home economics. I learned to make Barbie doll clothes too. My mother made some for my Barbie, and she made my clothes to match when I was about 11. She did that for me for Christmas. I was so tall she had to make all of my clothes. I wrote poetry from a young age, and then in adulthood I began experimenting with paints, mixed media, watercolor, acrylics. When did I start crafting? I started around the age of 4. What has been my favorite craft so far? Creating covers. That is probably my favorite part of journal making. It does take me a while. I spend quite a bit of time deciding on what colors and figuring out how I want to make it. I make them from scratch. I have done a couple of refurbished books because of the covers that I fell in love with, but I do make most of mine from scratch. I've taken many classes from Nik the Booksmith, almost all of her classes. Mrs. Cog, I've taken a couple, and Amity Bloom, and I've taken so many others. I feel very well trained in the craft of bookmaking. I've got a lot of experience. I meld my love of antiquities, botany, poetry, and nature into my journals. I like telling a story with images and illustrations. I love taking the old book pages and mixing them in. I love getting old antique guides and coffee dyeing and putting them in because it tells about the old pieces, and it tells you a little bit about their price guide and about the age of it. So I like those. I also like museum books that are in black and white and have illustrations. There's so much history to be found in the old arts. I also enjoy coffee dyeing and tea dyeing papers. This is some of the new paper. My husband and I have been working on a lighter tea dyed paper than the grungy ones I did, and it's just gorgeous, the patterns that we've been creating. So I hope to be able to scan some of these and get them into digi-kits. I've got lots and lots of them. I also like, my favorite type of journal creating is vintage, as you can tell from what I've explained so far. But my style is always evolving as I watch other artists. It's blending into my style, but I always have my own spin on things. I love trying new techniques and experimenting to come up with different items I can incorporate into my journals. And boho beads, they're things I enjoy making for my books. Each one is specially designed for the type and style of the journal I'm creating. I also like gold leafing, embossing papers, cutouts with my Big Shot. I like rub and buff, gold leafing, dry brushing, modeling paste. I love using the mixed media on my journals. It makes them a lot more unique. And this one, I've been playing with this image for this cover that I made for Christmas. And I think she's probably going to be the one I choose, because I just think the colors blend so well, and it is for Christmas. And even though some people don't celebrate it for the religious aspect, I consider this to be a piece of art. And I will make others that are non-religious, that have Santa Claus in them. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Like I said, I have tagged Rachel with Roxy Creations, Vintage Blend Studio with Susanna, and she's made the coolest gnome books. You need to check her out. And Caterina Giglio, Cat. And these are the channels. And like I said, I will list them below in the description box. If you like my YouTube channel, please like and subscribe, and also join my Facebook group. I hosted a retreat for 17 women in August, and we had a wonderful time. It was an all-inclusive, minus the massages. Those were extra, but the masseuse came to us, and she was wonderful. We had 2 of them. We had a fantastic time, and it will be happening again this August. The dates are yet to be decided, and I'm working out details. It will probably be sometime in February before I announce it. And of course, the women that attended this year will have first dibs on attending. So follow me on Rankin Studios and to find out information about that. That was held in Scottsboro, Alabama. And we had a woman come as far away as Oregon, Michigan, Texas, Alabama, Tennessee. We had them from everywhere. So nowhere's too far to come. Thank you. Y'all come back now. Bye.